All right. Yes, it's a beautiful Friday evening here at the Corporate Live Studio with McAden. It is another Friday. It is another time for us to actually have the moment of conversation with McAden. Of course, myself. And I'm so excited. I'm delighted because tonight uh, I will not only be having the pleasure of having a public speaking coach or someone who has mastered the art of public speaking, but also I will have the privilege of learning from her. And tonight is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one. And thank you very much, all our audience who have been waiting. And thank you for tuning in. As you join us in tonight's conversation, you will do us a good favor, I mean, a great favor by dropping a comment and not stopping there. Share the invite link with your friends and family. Let them join us in tonight's conversation. Remember, this is the Corporate Life Show with McAden. This show takes place every Friday evening where we discuss important issues that affect professionals and entrepreneurs. And tonight, there is no exception to that. We'll be discussing a very important topic, which is public speaking for introverts to communicate in workplace. So tonight, justice to all the questions that we have for us on the show tonight. Please do welcome with me Jadesola Adewodun on the show tonight. Thank you very much, Jadesola, for joining us tonight. How
Hi, good evening. It's
yes,
Adewodun actually. Good evening.
okay. Sorry for my pardon me for that.
Listen,
And
it's okay. That's fine.
you know, out of excitement for having you on the show tonight, I feel
Yeah.
like okay, uh, we should break protocol. I mean, let it's exciting to have you, and of
Yeah.
course
Thank you.
tonight is going to be an interesting conversation. And for me, I'll be
Definitely.
learning uh, to become a better public speaker. Even though we're not talking about public speaking as uh, I mean entirely, but then
Yeah.
there's something for everyone to grab on the conversation tonight. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you very much.
Definitely.
Please tell us before you go on. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit. We
Okay.
want to know you.
All right. So good evening, everyone. My name is Jadesola Adewodun. I'm a professional event host, a Pan African moderator, a voice for talent, and a media personality. I'm a fun-loving, I'm a fun-loving, selfless human. I love God, I love life, and I like to take life one day at a time. And it's been an interesting journey. I mean, for me, interestingly, I've always been attracted to introverted people. I just like the way I just sit in one corner and I'm like, what is really going on in your mind? Because I realized that most introverts they really struggle with having to express themselves and just letting up their mind. And what now then bothers me is the fact that most of these public speakers, by the time of all of these introverts, by the time you get to know them one on one, they are just literally like, let me breathe. So yeah, I mean, basically, I mean, in a nutshell, an event host, content moderator, media personality, and I enjoy talking. Personally, I've always been the kind of person, or growing up, I've been the kind of child that would smile at a stranger. I've been the kind of child that I'm really boisterous. I'm like the life of the party. And recently, a friend of mine who happens to be an introvert reached out to me. She was like, Lady Jade. By the way, I'm called Lady Jade by most of my friends and of course professionally as well. And she was like, Lady Jade, how do you do these things? Like, you just enter into a room, you take charge of the room, you enter into a room, and then you're having conversations with a complete stranger. And I mean, which is why
Mm.
we're here today having this conversation because there are a lot of tips and tricks that I'm going to be sharing in the course of the conversation today. So yeah.
Interesting, interesting. Thank you very much for joining us on the show tonight. And
Thank you.
I will also want you to know that for the very first time on the
Okay.
show, we have the highest number of interested uh, participants on the show tonight.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
if if I'm to go by record, I think it's far, 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 far beyond imagination. Those who have
Wow.
shown
Thank you.
interest to be on the show with us tonight, I just do. I hope, yes, I hope they are able to make it. Otherwise, they will be left with no choice than to just watch the
Catch on
replay
the
of the
Yeah.
conversation, which is also a good one. But then we always like to have uh, our participants, our audience there live with us
Mm-hmm.
so that you can drop in your questions on the show while the conversation was on. So thank you very much, Jadesola, for doing this with us
Yeah.
at the Corporate Life Studio. Thank you very much.
It's
We're
more
so
than
excited, and I can see that some people are already joining us. Please, as you join us, we want to know you. We want to know where you're joining us from, and help us reach as many people as possible because tonight's conversation is an important one. No matter who you are in any sphere of industry, you need the knowledge of what we're discussing tonight. And there is no other person better than discussing this with than, of course, Jadesola, the global lady. All right, thank you very much.
okay.
So we'll be going straight to the conversation. But before we
Okay.
go on to the conversation, I want us to take a quick short break. And when we return, of course, we will commence the conversation. Meanwhile, if you have joined us, drop a comment in the comment box and share the invite link with your friends. We'll be right back shortly. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the show. Remember, this is the Corporate Life Show with McAden. This show takes place every Friday evening. We bring in professionals, industries, masters to what to educate us on the area of concentration for the conversation for that night. And it has been a long journey of almost 2 years. And tonight is going to be a fantastic conversation because I have Lady Jade in the house and she's here with us. Thank you very much, Lady Jade, for joining us once again. We are so
Yeah.
excited to have you once again. So, when we're going straight, we're diving into the conversation. And please drop a comment in the comment section if you are joining us. Yes, I can see some people joining us from YouTube. I can see I can see the mechanic guy. Oh, mechanic guy, thank you very much for joining us on the show tonight. Just a quick shout out to those that are joining us. Thank you very much. And if you are joining us, if I cannot see you, it's probably because the platform can be sometimes funny or sometimes you have not dropped your own comments for us to be able to identify with you. So going straight to the questions we have for Jade tonight,
Okay.
our time is fast spent. So let's go quickly to the questions we have because it's going to be a beautiful conversation, an educative
Definitely.
conversation. I can promise you that. So let's go to question one. So question one is based on knowledge or definition because I believe definition rules the world. And so we want to start from that angle of a conversation. So, who are introverts and what are the concepts of public speaking and individual? Oh, sorry, I think there's a mix up with that. We may need to do some quick.
I'll just focus on the first two. I don't. I mean, I'm not an insurance broker, so I'm just going to focus on my focus. I'm a public speaker, so I'm going to focus on my focus. Okay, so
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, so an introvert is someone that likes to internalize most of their conversations, their thoughts, their ideas, majorly in layman English, right? An introvert is someone that would rather not speak, but rather internalize. And most times you notice them in public gatherings where they are usually the ones by themselves. They're not quick to greet. They're probably in one corner. They're the ones that their social battery, like commonly says, it runs up pretty fast because they're usually exhausted by the rush of energy that comes in. And introvert is so there are three categories of people. We have introverts, we have extroverts, and we have ambivalents, right? Extroverts are those that are outgoing. I mean, they're the life of the party. The introverts are like our focus for today, which are people that they just like to keep to themselves, internalize, and they enjoy solitude. And now these people are, I would describe as think tanks. They literally have everything all up in their head, but sometimes to bring that concept from inside of them externally can really be a problem. And then for ambivalents, they are able to navigate with being introverted and being extroverted, able to balance both worlds. So basically, that's who an introvert is now. Concept of public speaking. It's pretty broad, but I'll just touch on a few. Now, public speaking is a process where you're able to speak. I mean, if you break it down in two places, you have public and speaking. It's a process whereby you have to speak in public, right? Either at church or with your colleagues or with work, even though our focus here is in the workplace, right? Being able to speak, where there are two or three or four or five people in the speaking in front of people, that's literally what public speaking is. And of course, if there are different concepts, having to understand who your audience is, having to understand the topic you're talking about, having to understand the dynamics of the conversation, doing proper research to know, okay, this is what is expected of me, and then just knowing what to do per time and the goal of the conversation. Because, for example, the goal of this conversation is to help introverts to ensure that they're able to communicate effectively in the workplace. Okay, so those are the concepts that I can share with us on that.
All right, thank you very much. The conversation had just began, and we are very much excited. I'm believing that at the end of the conversation, of course, you that you're joining us tonight, you that you are an introvert tonight will become an extrovert after this night's conversation. And that is why we're having this conversation. That is the goal, to help you become someone who can actually communicate, whether an introvert or an extrovert. Some people have that challenges of communicating. And talking about how introverts, I mean, the nature is formed in anyone. Let's
Yeah.
ask this question. How
Okay.
can introverts prepare for public speaking opportunity without feeling overwhelmed?
Okay. Thank you for that. Now, again, like I said before, introverts they do all the work in their heads. I mean, they're people that they can write, shoot, and produce an entire movie in their head. All of the work goes down in their head, and sometimes it can be very, very overwhelming because again, they're not used to speaking. Now, so people are introverts because of how they are brought up. Upbringing matters. Sometimes the environment which they grew in, sometimes the schools in which they grew. So people are introverts because of their nature as human beings. They're probably just shy. Whilst I mean, like I said before, so again, it can change. You can be able to, wean yourself of that need to be shy. Because the truth is, as an introvert, it gets to a point in your life and in your career where you have to speak up or even talk about what you do, which brings us
Of
to
course.
networking, right? So being able to come out of your mind and come out of yourself to the public is really very important. I've seen examples of introverts where, in the place of trying to have a conversation, they become tongue-tied. Their hearts beat really fast. Yeah, they become really sweaty. They become very jittery. It's a natural phenomenon. And if you're an introvert and if you're watching me, let me let you know this. It is fine. It's just your body undergoing a natural phenomenon. Don't sweat it. Now, one of the tips and tricks, because and usually it's even for extroverts, as a professional event host running for over 6 years. I mean, before I get on stage, sometimes I get really nervous. See, being nervous happens to everybody. It's a natural phenomenon
Of
because it's
course.
just your body trying to say, okay, I'm about to do this big thing. It happens to all of us. So just know that now, notice. Okay. Being nervous is natural, but then when you're able to now, jump that fence of being nervous and getting your delivery done, that is where the magic happens. So again, as an introvert, another way that you cannot be overwhelmed is having to research and practice. Now, one of the tricks in the book is having a mirror in the house and rehearsing your speech, realizing what you want to say, and understanding that, okay, what time am I giving? What kind of audience am I working with? Are they children? Are they adults? All those things are very, very important because once you know the audience that you're dealing with, their age bracket, the profession that they're working. I mean, for example, I was at an event Um, 3 days ago, it was a graduating ceremony for college students. They've gone through their A levels and they are on to university. And he said one of the speakers came in to speak, and at some point there was a bit of I mean, I could tell that she's introverted, but she just had to do it because she was invited to speak. There were a few things that didn't go well because again she didn't understand. Yes, there were dignitaries, there were parents, there were special guests and all of that, but being able to understand that your focus right there is children, you know, I mean, all those things are very, very important. Again, I believe that in the course of the conversation, some questions will be put on all those things because it's really, really broad, but just trying to move it in is as an introvert, make sure that you are able to calm yourself down, speak to the mirror. When you start to do it, it will feel awkward. But then you can see your facial expression, you can see how you look, you can see the audience view of you as a speaker. So make sure that you are able to try to rehearse your lines, understand the purpose to which you're having that conversation, and just chill. You'll definitely be fine. You'll definitely be fine.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. It's almost as if you are going to shoot into the next question
Okay.
with your rest question too. But then I will still go ahead and see if there can be any addition to your response to question three. And the
Okay.
question three is really talking about nerve build up and the confidence build up on the stage. I mean, for anyone, a stage can be anything, anywhere, it can be any place. As far as you have to speak to an audience, you will be facing some crowd to engage them in speaking uh, at them. But then the question is, what are the strategies? I mean, what strategies can introverts use
Okay.
to manage their nerves and build confidence when speaking in front of a group of people, especially in an office?
Okay. All right. So with that again, you have to be able to understand why you're speaking. And the truth is, so usually what I would normally say is look over their heads, but the truth is people can see you and they can see that you're looking, especially if it's a small crowd of people. They can see you and they can see that you're looking over their heads. Now sometimes you can look at their forehead because I know that with introverts, looking into someone's eyes can be really nerve breaking. I mean, I have friends that are introverts and I know and and I know how it can be nerve breaking to speak to people. I mean, sometimes it's just a crowd of 2, 3 people, but then it can be a problem. But the truth is, number one, do your research, practice, really practice. If you're supposed to probably give like an opening prayer, practice at home because practice makes you better. The more you practice, even as a professional event host, I practice at home. I practice my introductions. I practice my transitions, and because again I am an extrovert and I've been doing this for a while, I can be spontaneous. Okay, but again, first and foremost, try to practice. Number two, have breathing exercises. Breathe in, breathe out. The third thing is you can have affirmations. For me, when I'm about to go on stage, I psych myself up. Yes, I do. Yes, I'm an extrovert. I've been doing this for years. But the truth is, these are the things that really help me to be able to, stand out and just do what I need to do. And again, number four, you can have a friend that you can speak to. I mean, my friends are on this call. I mean, most times I run through whatever I need, whatever things I need to speak about, I run it through them. So for that, introvert listening to this and watching this conversation, and like maybe you probably asked to either read off certain statistics for the office. Make sure you run it by someone in the office that can say, okay, you should have said this, you should have said this better, or if possible, get a coach. I'm available to coach you. I can help your life. I will help you. But I mean, most importantly, practice. Understand the purpose of what you're doing. It is okay to be nervous. Practice
Mhm.
using the mirror. Again, and when you're speaking, try to look at people's eyes because the truth is when you try to look at people, and it's not that you can maintain that gaze for a while because when you're sitting out as an introvert, it can be really awkward. But once in a while, try it. And you can start by looking at your own eyes in the mirror. After a while, you get comfortable. But the truth is, and then I have it at the back of your mind is that it is just for this period of time. Tell yourself in 5 minutes I'll be done. So put up all your energy in delivering what you have to deliver at that time. Okay? And after a while, you'll be good. Yeah. But I'm available to coach.
Wow. Wow, wow, interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't also find it so easy for me to come up online, having to speak with a couple of audience.
Yeah.
And I think I've met some people who are also camera shy. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So,
couple of
no,
people.
talking about that camera shy, I used to be
Even
camera
though
shy.
they are not so sure. Yeah,
So talking about
you
camera
were
shy, I
just
used to be camera shy, right? And it took me a while to overcome that. Now, again, you also need to be in the midst of public speakers. It helps you a lot.
mm,
Try to be with public speakers. Watch videos on public speaking. I mean, there are TEDx videos that you can watch. There are what's it called now? Dragon's Den videos, think tank videos. Watch how
mhm,
people are able to pitch themselves, how they're able to sell their their ideas. That way you will learn. You can watch a video a
mm,
day, all those things. So and then another thing is you can record yourself. Sometimes some of us that we don't like listening to the sound of our own voice. You are doing yourself a disservice.
that's
Yes,
me.
you're doing yourself a disservice if you really want to improve as a public speaker, as an introvert. I understand that is not your natural wiring, but you need to get the job done. So you
Mm,
have to talk to yourself first. I mean, a part of scripture says, and David encouraged himself in God, right? So you have to be able to encourage yourself to tell yourself, okay, I only have, and you need to understand the time that you have. So if you tell you, oh, my Connect, you have 10 minutes to deliver this conversation or deliver this speech, my darling, go and rehearse. And sometimes
mm,
it can be spontaneous. Oh my God. Oh God. That is where you see introverts, they want to enter the crowd. But the truth is, again, breathing exercises, breathe in, breathe out, and affirm yourself. Tell yourself, I will do it. Because the thing is, again, all of this starts from your mind.
mm.
If you think you're going to flop, my darling, be my guest. The way you're going to flop, you won't even be able to wear flip flops. Do you understand? So make sure that
Mhm,
in your mind, you believe in yourself. Tell yourself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to deliver
mm,
well. And speaking about the event that I had highlighted about 3 days ago, I had to work with a senior colleague in the industry, and I wasn't scheduled to co-host. But he told me, okay, you know what, I needed to at this point. The co-host was a student of the organization, right? And then my mentor told me, okay, you're going to introduce this person in a matter of minutes. Bring up this person. And my strength as a public speaker, as an event host, naturally, right? What I do is when I'm with my friends, when I'm with my loved ones, there's a way I hide them. They're like, Lady Jade, please share it. I cannot give you the money man, because if you keep talking like this, you will collect my money. And I mean, for me, yeah, for me, making people happy
okay.
energizes me as a public speaker. I enjoy it. I enjoy when people are happy on my own record, right? So
Mm,
I go up on stage. I only have just 2 minutes to just sell my market. And I went up on
mhm,
stage and I had to understand that, okay, by the time I was done, by the time I was going down stage, one of the guests was like, oh my God, why weren't you the co host earlier? And I said, oh, I'm here to assist my boss, who is the main host of the event. But it was like, you're such a professional. You speak so well. I'm like, thank you, thank you. I sold my market. Let me know with the next thing. Do you understand? So it's very, very important that you try to associate with other public speakers, and please get coaching. Get
mm,
coaching. So if you know that public speaking um is going to make your career, make you better in your journey as a career person, please pay for it. Even as an event host, I just invested in a mentorship program about
mhm,
4 months ago. It lasted for 3 months. I've been in industry for 7 years, 6, 7 years. I could have said, "Oh, I know it." No, and my coach is someone that has been in the industry for 17 years. So do not invest. If they say it's 20K, pay for it, because the truth is, over time, if it's compound interest, over time you get
oh,
better, because there's some new industry trends that you're not aware, that the seniors are aware of, and they're able to grow on that. So please, if you're camera shy, try to see, start with your own phone. Thank God, I mean, we are in the era of social media, everybody is a content creator. Start with your phone, record yourself live,
Thank
start
you.
from start from my
Thank you for
sister, my
that.
brother, start from your phone. If you do not have a tripod stand, look for maybe like a cup or something. Start from wherever you are, but start with your phone
Mhm,
from your house
mhm,
and start doing that. You can even record yourself on your laptop. If you don't have a laptop, use your phone. But start from where you are.
mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Our time is fast spent and we are running out of time because Lady J has so much to say.
Yeah.
We're just on question three. Uh, we're still going down to question 11, please,
It's
we'll
that
help us
just
manage time.
just
I
merge
think part
everything
of it,
together.
yeah. All right, thank you very much. So I think we just move to question three. Okay, going straight to question four, right?
Okay, yeah.
So question four is how can introverts use their natural listening skill to enhance their public speaking ability?
Okay. Like I said earlier, introverts are natural think tanks. They're literally thinking everything in their head. What you can do is whatever is in your mind, write it out. Write out your thoughts. How it is in your brain, write it out. And then for starters, it's okay to
Hmm.
look at whatever you're looking at. Now, for me, I'm looking at the screen. I'm not looking at book. I'm not looking at my phone. I've been doing this for years, and I'm a natural speaker. I mean, I've always been speaking from the get go. I've always been the kind of child that have had to stand before audience, like I mean, large number of people for the longest time. I mean, my first time standing in front of an audience was when I was 7, and I stood there as a singer. And I've been very bold normally, But one thing you can do is because you can listen properly, able to take note of certain things and understand certain things. But most importantly, make sure that whatever it is that you've heard or whatever thoughts that you feel like will be beneficial to your audience, make sure you put your thoughts in paper. That way, you can be able to remember and then also itemize your thoughts. For example, if you need to make a presentation in your office, put those notes down. You can scribble, you can summarize, but make sure that you put your thoughts in paper. I believe that those are the ways that you can use your listening skills. And of course, I mean, because you listen properly, you're able to pinpoint, okay, I think this is important, I believe that this is not important, but make sure that you put your thoughts in paper. That way, when you have to speak, you can also cross check your notes as well, so it's fine. Nobody will penalize you for looking at your notes, but please just make sure that you put your thoughts in paper and then make sure that you're not looking at the notes. I mean, just the way you see how the newscasters on TV, and please watch a lot of news, watch presentations on television, right? Just with the I mean for TV there are teleprompters where they can read it off the go. But make sure that even if you have to bend down, just make sure that you can cram up like 2 3 words because I mean you also learn how to read and present at the same time. So for example, there's something on my screen like Nigerian banks and I'm going again and just make sure because some people pay attention, they can see how your eyes are moving. But make sure that you can, practice reading and then being able to speak at the same time. So I guess that
All
would.
right. Thank you very much. I like the approach of the conversation, and one thing that is very critical about public speaking is
Yeah.
being able to be being clarity about what you are offering in your speech, and that
Yeah.
is what's going to take us to the next question, which is question five. What are some tips for crafting a clear and concise message that resonates with your audience?
Okay. You have to understand the purpose to why the audience is gathered.
Mhm.
You have to understand why the people gathered. What are they gathered for?
Mhm.
For example, let's say I need to have I'm having a coaching call for introverts that need to break out of their introverted cocoon, like I like to call it. My message would be introverts, you can do it. If I can did it, you can do it. Pardon my pardon my grammar, but I hope you understand what it means. And
Yeah.
then it would be that me having to tell people, okay, I helped XYZ people to achieve this, you can also do it. Because you need to be able to help the audience understand what you're listening. For example, if you're having to speak to children, either in primary school, you can't speak over their heads. You need to understand
Mhm.
how they accept how they accept information. So you need to understand how your audience understands or accept information. Sometimes it also shows in your presentation style. Maybe like if you have slides. So if it's for children, make it bright, make it engaging, make it interesting. But again, you need to understand what kind of people am I dealing with? Who are my audience? What am I supposed
Mm.
to speak about? And then also, everybody loves a story. Yes, everybody loves a story.
Mhm.
Find a way to tell a personal story that makes your audience hooked to you from the beginning to the end. Trust me, it works every single time. And of course, I mean the again coaching as well. So, but I mean, to be able to have a clear and concise message that resonates with your audience is knowing the purpose of why the audience is gathered, and then have a personal story that can help them to connect with you because it's important to
Mm.
you. And then
Thank you.
also write a script. Understand
Mm.
what time do I have and script your thoughts. I said it earlier, script your thoughts. Thank you.
Earlier on we talk about how you can manage yourself,
Yeah.
being nervous on the stage, maybe in the presence of some audience, and then you wish of course, you prepared yourself to what handle the speech. But at the end of every speech comes the point where audience asks the question, and that's what will take us to the next question. And
Okay.
after the question, we'll go on a short break, and when we return, I have a story to share. This is Corporate Live Show with McAden. And if you're joining us, please do drop a comment. That's the only way we can get to identify with you on the show. So going straight to the question, our time is fast spent and we want to be able to catch up with the rest of the questions because of time. Question C is how can introverts handle questions and answer or impromptu comments during a presentation?
Okay, so because you're an introvert, you are a natural memory bank. That is if you're the kind of introvert that reads a lot, you watch
Mm,
TEDx videos, you are a lifelong learner. If you're the kind of introvert that likes to read, garner more information, no matter the impromptu question thrown at you, you'll be able to answer it because you have a bank of information in your mind. Because the truth is, there are times where people share stories and sometimes it may not be clear, and sometimes you have to answer certain questions that may not be on your slide or your script. You can say, okay, you know what, can I get back to you on that question? You can reach me on what's it called, on my social media platform. That's it. Because the truth is, you are not under duress to answer that question at that time. You can tell them, okay, for this question, I'll get back to you on this. You can reach out to me on
mm,
XYZ. You can have a one-on-one conversation for more to answer this more. Because okay, I may not be able to answer this because of time. All those things are very, very important. But most importantly, because as an introvert, you're the kind of person that you read widely, you'll be able to answer a lot of questions. And if not, start learning to read. Watch videos, TEDx videos, watch them. Be part of conversations that happen around you. Read the news, watch the news, understand what's happening on social media, understand what's happening around you. Put your ears to the ground, listen to stories, listen to other people's experiences, so that way, when people are asking questions, you can remember somebody's story that can be a solution to that person's question. So yeah, that's
mm.
how you can be for impromptu. Because again, the world is a very wide place. Really, it's a very very wide place. And another thing you can do is sometimes. I mean, no, this came to mind. This speaks to being nervous. Sometimes, what you can do is sometimes when I'm nervous, sometimes I rub on my tongue, but you will not know. I do this. So I do this sometimes, but you will not know because
Okay,
my hands are. You will not know. Will you know? If I'm not sure, will you know? No, you will not
of
know.
course.
You get so, but again, what I believe that you can do is read widely, research, gain knowledge every day, no matter the input. And if you know that you don't have answers to that, tell them to reach you on social media, that you listen to them and all of that. So,
Mm. Interesting. Interesting. It has been a wonderful conversation here at the Corporate Live Studio. with Jadesola, and with the few minutes that we've shared, I mean, we've exhausted on the show tonight. I believe that some of us will have questions, and if you are dropping your questions, that is when we can answer those questions. But before from the audience, we would like to take a short break, and when we return, we'll continue with the show. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jadesola Adewodun. Professionally, I'm known as Lady Jade. I am a professional event host, a Pan-African moderator, a media personality, and a voiceover talent. And I'm inviting you to join me on the corporate show with McAden 28th of June 2024 by 7 p.m. We'll be discussing public speaking for introverts to communicate in the workplace. I mean, if you know anyone who finds it really difficult to communicate in the workplace and they are introverts, they should join us on this show. And we're going to be streaming live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Time is 7 p.m. We want to be part of this conversation, so please do go to like and follow Corporate Live Show with McAden on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. We want to see you tomorrow. Join us, and we're going to have a fantastic time. See you tomorrow. Bye.
All right, thank you very much and welcome back. This is the Corporate Life Show with McAden. Remember, this show takes place every Friday evening around this time, and by in a few minutes' time, we should be coming to the end of the conversation. So you do yourself a favor to join us 7 p.m. next week. But if you are here with us right now, you are lucky to be here, and the conversation is ongoing. Remember, we're talking about public speaking for introverts to communicate in workplaces. So, and with me in the studio is Lady Jade, popularly called by her nickname Lady Jade. Thank you very much, Lady Jade, for joining us again. And
Yeah.
it's been a fantastic moment of sharing and knowledge grabbing. You are sharing and I'm grabbing. I do hope if you are grabbing on the on the show today, if you have grabbed something at all, just drop a comment. Grab it. Yes, grab it. And if you have grabbed something, drop a comment. Let's know what you have grabbed from the conversation tonight. Quickly, we want to move on straight to the next question because our time is really fast spent, and I would like you to be fast with your response to the question. So thank you
Okay.
very much. So question 7: what are some ways introverts can use uh, visual aids or storytelling, as you mentioned earlier, techniques to engage their audience?
Okay, all right. So I remember that I mentioned talk about storytelling. Another thing is there's some interesting tricks. You can use the polls. Let's say, for example, I'm having to, host a virtual event and I say, ladies and gentlemen, something very, very interesting happened to me yesterday.
Hmm.
Exactly, that's it. That what did you see the rest? Did you people see that? Did you see what just happened?
Yeah.
You want to know what really happened, Gaga. Again, your
Okay.
pace, your tone, because most times your tone determines, rather, your audience determines your tone.
Mhm.
The nature of the event determines your tone. I remember 3 months ago, I had to host a service of songs for a funeral service, somewhere in Moson. And interestingly, it was my first time. But you will not know because I'd
Okay.
rehearsed.
Mhm.
I understood where this woman, who she was. I had to read through, again, research. No, see, all these details are very, very important because that's actually what helps you to tell a very good story. And in the course of the event, I had, and again, I'm a natural storyteller. So I told the audience, whilst going through the the disease, but I didn't call her the disease. Her name was Lady Etta. So I said, while going through Lady Etta's tributes, I realized that she was a very good person. And I really wish I met Lady Etta. I really wish I met Lady Etta.
Hmm.
Now, for some of us, because we stutter, we freeze.
Hmm.
Dear introvert, be calming down. It's normal. I stutter, but you will not know because, again, what I then do is I pace myself. because I realize that when I'm pacing myself, because when I'm nervous, I tend to want to talk really fast, which happens to the best of us. So what you can do is pace your words, include the pause, try to use gestures, infuse colors in your storytelling. For
Hmm.
example, you put in a story and say, "Oh, everyone close your eyes and try not to think of the yellow car." What are you saying? What did you think about? I want to see in the chat section. What did you just
Yellow
think
cough.
about?
Yellow cough.
Do you understand? So that way, see, those are ways
Okay.
you can connect with the audience. Those are ways you can use storytelling techniques to just ensure that your audience are connected with you.
Hmm.
Next
Thank you
question,
very
please.
much.
For our time.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, going straight to the next question. Like I said, our time is fast spent, and I do hope that we have enough time to what close up the rest of the question for tonight's conversation. It's been a wonderful one, actually.
Yeah.
It's like it should be an unending kind of conversation, but it
Yeah.
has to come to an end at a junction, at a point in time. So, question 8: how can introverts balance their need for alone time with the demand of public speaking in the workplace? Because
Okay, so
whether
I
you like
believe,
it or not, there's always one
yeah, definitely.
meeting.
You have to talk, definitely. And you won't be required to speak every time in the office. So you have all the alone time in the world that you need. But at those times where you need to speak, show up and show out. And like we
Mm,
say in the theater world, break a leg.
mm,
Okay, so what you can do is in the time of solitude, that is when you get to practice the research, watch the videos, have what's it called now? Icons or mentors or all those things, they really help. Okay? Have people that you look up to, celebrities that you like that are public speakers. I mean, there's Boosie. Everybody loves Boosie.
mm,
And of course look for people that are in Nigeria. There's Lady Jade. There's Joyce Daniels. There's Nodibade Show. Just look for people that you admire and listen to them. Watch their videos. Learn, practice, because so that on the times where these demands come, you're able to deliver seamlessly. So because you're not asked to speak every time, at those quiet moments, those are the best times for you to rehearse and keep refining your craft as a public speaker so that when demands come, you're able to deliver. And if you the truth is, the thing about public speaking is, I mean, even in the workplace, try to also have conversations with your colleagues. Don't be the one that is just in the corner. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Bookie, stop. Don't be alone in your corner. Have conversations. Sometimes you may not even contribute. And because you have great listening skills, you just listen to what's happening around you. Just listen. And then you can have a contribution. Sometimes your colleagues will be like, eh, Bukola want to speak. What's going on here? Don't allow that to make you shut down. It's a
mm.
natural reaction to anyone who would not talk normally, but having to contribute in workplace banter. It starts from there. They're having a banter in the office, or you say, "Oh, this is what I think about this," and you feel with that. Afterward, they'll say, "Oh, I mean, she speaks really well." Because through this, it's not this your colleagues, except if it's a toxic work environment. But if it's a healthy workplace, the more you contribute to work banter, that way opportunities will come. Like, oh, you really speak so well. Okay, I think we will have this person on this conversation. So that's where it starts from. So be a part of whatever is happening in your workplace. Conversations, you can even start off with writing articles and all of that. So yeah, that's what I believe that could work. Next question, please.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I think the person that have been applauding the conversation so far has been the mechanic. I've only seen conversation. I mean, messages drops from the YouTube channel. Remember,
Thank
here
you,
on Corporate
Mechanic.
Live
Thank
Show.
you.
Yeah, thank you very much for dropping by, dropping those applause and telling us how much the conversation has been for you. And we appreciate everyone else who have joined the conversation, but you have not dropped a comment. We won't be able to identify with you until you drop a comment. And remember, this is the Corporate Live Show with McAden. This show takes place every Friday evening by 7 p.m. we bring in masters of industries to discuss important topics as it may affect professionals and entrepreneurs. And let me just quickly share with us this using this opportunity that come next month we'll be starting a new phase of the corporate life show, and we'll also be having a build-up conversation on what we're even discussing right now. We'll be looking at how public speaking skill can aid your interview success stories. So
Yeah.
it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one. And even Jade, Lady Jade is already agreeing to that idea. It's really something.
Definitely. You'd be lovely to
It's
come
something.
back. Yes.
Yeah. So just join us. And also on the show from next month, we'll be having the privilege of having people call into the show. Even though we're live streaming to you, you'll be able to
Fantastic.
call, ask your question directly, drop your opinion via a voice actually, a voice, an audio voice on the
On the
show.
show.
And there will also be a lot of gift items out to those who will be joining us in the conversation. This is what is coming up next month on the corporate live show, because it's the next half of the year. It's the second half of the year. So why not do something better than what you have done before? So that is what we're doing next month, which is July, the second half of the year. So thank you very much. We are a lot of time behind schedule, and then we want to quickly dive into the next question. Thank you very much, Lady J, for doing this with us at the Corporate
So
Live Show with McAden. So it's been a fantastic one. How we've been able to dissect what the an introvert needs to do, and how they can manage how they can manage their alone time. Then the question comes: how can introverts use their unique perspective and style to add value to their public speaking?
yeah, I think I've answered it in the previous question. Join conversations. It's that simple. Join conversations because all of the work goes in your mind. Join conversations. You can say, "Oh, excuse me, can I add? I think this is what I think on this matter." Join conversations. Share your thoughts. They are having banter in the office. Oh, they say, "Oh, this person is." I mean, one of the trending topics on social media space is this lady's wedding, Sharon Oja. Join in the even though like, it does not concern me. Excuse, excuse, Esma, stop it. It concerns you. It's happening
Of
around
course,
you. Do you know it concerns you? So you can say, oh well, I think this happens, I feel this happens. Or someone say, no, I don't agree. And it's fine if nobody agrees with you. It's fine. It's okay. Not everybody would agree with you, and don't feel bad because people don't feel like oh they have no. Everybody, has a right to whatever they think or their opinion. Do you understand? So make sure that
yeah.
you bring on conversations. I guess that's the way that you can use your unique perspective to add value to public speaking. Join in conversations, contribute. Probably have a conversation in church. Start from church. Start from the mosque. Start from your office. Start from your house. Don't make sense. Bola, this one happened. Don't just keep quiet and be amused. That is public speaking already. Oh, what do
Mhm.
you think? I don't have no. You have an opinion. It's in your mind. Say hello. Open your mouth. It reminds me of my dad. I remember asking my dad what because okay, so I don't like eating raw garden eggs. I don't like it. I don't know why. It just never appeals to me. It doesn't appeal to me. But if you make it into a sauce, it'll be nice, right? So I was asking my dad one and I said, "Hi, daddy. How do you?" Because my dad really likes garden eggs. I'm like, "Daddy, how do you eat garden eggs?" He said, "See, it's very simple. Say this is the garden egg. Open your mouth, put your mouth and bite it and just keep chewing." I keep chewing. So it is that easy. Contributes to conversations around you. I guess that's the best way that you can add value to public speaking.
All right, thank you very much. Contribute and contribute. One thing about contributing that you mentioned is I hope I will not be pushed back. I hope I will not be rejected. So how do you manage that?
See, come out of your head.
Uh,
I learned this from my mentor. She said to me one time, stop thinking for people. Stop it.
hmm, Stop thinking for people. I like that.
Stop thinking for people. Express yourself first. You'll be what if they listen to you? What if they find your perspective interesting? You never know until you try. And like I usually tell people, you never fail when you try. You only learn how to do things differently. And
Hmm.
enough you need to you need to start infusing in your mind positive what ifs. Because like what if it goes good? What if they like how you sound? What if they like
Mm-hmm.
your perspective? What if they say, oh, I mean, I really didn't see it from your perspective? There are people that will not accept, and it's okay. We are different people, and you shouldn't force what you think on people. I don't think that's fair to them. So
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. And when they are rejected, it's a badge. At least you said your mind. It's a win for you. At least you said what's on your
Yeah.
mind. It's a win. See it as a win.
Thank you for that. All right, we go into the next question before the last question. The next
Yeah.
before the last question for the show. We're almost there, and thank God we're able to save 9 minutes. Time
Okay.
for that. All right, so let's move to the next question. What are some resources or support system that can help an introvert improve their public speaking skills?
Okay. Like I said earlier, TEDx videos are really, really helpful. Once again, you get to learn and you also get to see different kinds of speaking styles. You get to understand. I mean, that's one of the things I really love about TEDx speeches. You see different people in their elements. Some of them are actually introverts. Some of them use their profession to tell stories. You know, some of them use their experiences to tell stories, their pain points to tell stories. So watch a lot of TEDx videos. And again, I'm available to coach. If you want to, by next month, I'm going to have a coaching program for introverts. It's very affordable, like I said earlier. Invest in yourself. I have invested in myself, and I did not just become Lady Jade out of the blue. There are courses I've had to pay for, there are coaching programs I've had to attend, and it has made me the kind of person that I am. And I give is try to pay attention to yourself. One thing that has helped me as a public speaker is being self-aware. Pay attention to yourself. Try to understand, oh, I said this. And try to watch the reaction of the audience. Oh, this works. Okay, let me try it this way. And then also look for public speakers that you can follow to events to just observe them. Find public speakers that, oh, you can say, oh, Lady Jade, I know that you have this event. Can I come with you? Can I work with you? And if you want me to coach you, you can send me a message on LinkedIn at Jadesola Adewodun, or just once to tap Lady Jade, you find me there. We come up with a plan, and then I can help you on that journey. Most importantly, but again, watch a lot of YouTube videos, but most importantly, TEDx videos, because that's where you get to see different people in their elements, different people, in their own uniqueness, being able to express themselves. But I can definitely handhold you and help you through that.
All right. Thank you very much. If you want to know more, much more than what we've been able to discuss in a few minutes spent on the show tonight, please reach out to Lady J on LinkedIn. She's there. Looking
Instagram,
for
Facebook, I will respond to you and ensure that we have conversations. And
so
you can just send me a chat. Oh, I want to do this. How can I do that? How can I do that? I'll be able to respond and also guide you to know what
all
to do.
right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's ask this question. We always like to ask this question on the show. Uh,
Okay.
I think one of the things you said earlier on is to uh, tell a personal story.
Yes.
Uh, yeah. So in the course of your experience speaking, doing public speaking, emceeing events,
Yeah.
can you share share any personal uh,
Challenges.
anecdotes or success stories of introverts who have overcome their public speaking challenges and achieved success in their career.
Okay, talking about introverts. Okay, so I know Ceci Mundeni. I mean, he's a big shot on LinkedIn. Is a real estate lawyer, and he used to be an introvert. He wasn't all this, but he got a coach. I got a coach, and
He
again,
got a coach.
I got a coach. So hire me as a coach. I'm gonna help
Hmm.
you. I mean, to be honest, yeah, just hire me
That's
already.
the answer. Hire a coach.
Hire a coach. Pay for see, invest in yourself because the truth is public speaking opens doors for you and it increases or it shapes the perception that people have of you. It
Hmm.
really, really shapes how people see you. And I say, oh, so the thing is, one thing I've observed is over time, how when I hold the microphone, so in the story I highlighted earlier at the sense of song, the current CBN governor was seated. And public speakers, they are very powerful people. You don't know. Is anybody
Mhm.
stand up? They will stand up. And I said, okay, can we all right? Everybody, regardless of your title, everybody stood up. And I said, oh, you can sit. Everybody will sit down. At that point, once you have the microphone, you are in charge. Okay, so again, I mean, there are times where I remember, I mean, I'm trying to remember any story maybe where I flopped. Okay, so I remember one time I had misspelled a guest's name or had mixed up the title and the person. I was done. It was in retrospect. Again, get someone to record you when you're speaking. Get a friend, get a co-introvert that wants to learn, or just get a buddy that can make what your public speaking is to record you. I mean, that's literally what helps me because most times I have, a content person that follows me on events to record me. And then it was whilst I was having that conversation and I didn't realize that I had made that mistake. And I had to apologize to her. Oh, I'm sorry. She was like, oh, it's fine. But you wouldn't know if because I was just carried away in the moment. Again, you need to be present when you're speaking, be present in that moment. Because there are times that the excitement, you really hype this person, everybody's all happy, things happen when we're excited. But again, when you're self-aware and when you pay attention to yourself, that way you are able to make those corrections. I mean, there was a time where I was asking the audience to clap for someone, and I remember that I had stuttered in between. I noticed it, but I didn't allow it to kill my vibe. What it was, I corrected myself on the spot. And this time around, I slowed down whilst pronouncing my word because most times when I get excited or when I get nervous, I tend to stutter. So what I then do is I pace my words. I
Hmm.
wouldn't know that if I'm not self-aware. So all those things, I mean, and right now, I mean, doing so well in my career, growing and learning and becoming better. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. And we've come to the end of the conversation here on the show tonight. And let's give it up for Lady Jade in the house. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, we say big
For
shout
fun
out to
doing
you.
this.
Big shout out.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And it's been a fantastic one. I mean, a lot of
Thank
knowledge shared on the show, and I'm sure it's going to be helpful to you. Anyone that will be listening to us right now, and I do hope that people will give us feedback on what they have been able to gather from this conversation tonight because it's actually something worth paying for. But then it has come to you for free. But then give back, give us feedback. That's the
Yeah.
only way we can ask for what? For something from you as an audience listening to us on the show tonight. And
Yeah.
thank you very much, Lady J,
It was
for
a
being here
pleasure
on
doing
the show.
this with you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, so much grateful for you to have even come up on the show. And because this takes a lot of sacrifices, a lot of effort to come by every Friday and ask professionals like you to join us on the show is another one thing that we appreciate that you show up. You show up. Thank you very much once again. And with this, we just want to say a big thank you to Lady J for joining us on the show. Thank you, Jadesola, for being on the show with us at the Corporate Live Show with
Thank
McAden.
you for
Thank you very
having
much.
me. Thank you.
Thank
You said me, I'm
you.
not a Mr. Well, the S will come in shortly. There's no limit. West side.
All right.
Quickly, I'm not a Mr. I'm a woman, please. Woman. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much once again. Thank you for doing this with us. We appreciate you. I want to say To everyone who joined us today on tonight's conversation, thank you very much. I'm just getting information that we cannot go live on LinkedIn. I don't know what happened. I think this is becoming a pattern. We cannot go live on LinkedIn, and we have almost 200 people waiting to watch this
We're
program
waiting
on
to
LinkedIn.
watch the live. Oh
This
my
is
goodness,
very
what
sad.
is?
This is not encouraging. But then we will continue to move and improve. We have over 200, men. I mean,
I
almost
guess we can
400.
actually share the YouTube link for them and just apologize. You know,
Yes,
I
yes,
guess that's what
yes.
we're going to
Thank
do
you.
tonight.
Thank you very much. I'm sure the link, the video will drop later on. I don't know what's going on with you, LinkedIn. I don't know what's going on with LinkedIn video live, but live stream. But then it will drop. I'm sure it will drop. If it doesn't drop, then we'll have to drop the link with our audience on the
Okay,
platform. So thank you
okay.
very much once again, Jadesola. It's
You're
nice
welcome.
having you.
I have to go now. I
All
have to.
right, bye bye.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here on the show with us at the Corporate Life Show tonight. And it's been a wonderful conversation. And we do hope that next week, when we come, remember, next week is the first Friday of the second half of the year 2024. And guess what we're going to be discussing? Guess what? Drop it in the comment section. Let's know what you are guessing. Drop it in the comment section. And remember to follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube so that you can be of benefit what to what we're sharing. You can participate, you can share in the benefit of what we're sharing on the platform at the corporate life pages, on the corporate life pages, either on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. On those platforms, watch out for corporate life. Search us out and follow us for more interesting conversation. Thank you very much. It's been a night. And from here, I say good night to everyone. Bye bye for now.
Hi everyone, my name is Jadesola Adewodun. Professionally, I'm known as Lady Jade. I am a professional event host, a Pan-African moderator, a media personality, and a voiceover talent. And I'm inviting you to join me on the Corporate Live Show with McAden 28th of June 2024 by 7 p.m. We'll be discussing public speaking for introverts to communicate in the workplace. I mean, if you know anyone who finds it really difficult to communicate in the workplace and they are introverts, they should join us on this show. And we're going to be streaming live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Time is 7 p.m. We want to be part of this conversation, so please do go to like and follow Corporate Life Show with McAden on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. We want to see you tomorrow. Join us, and we're going to have a fantastic time.